watching the amazing movie The Infinity War or Avengers Infinity War, we decided we wanted to do a top 5 MCU villains list. So I think it's only appropriate for us to do that. So did you want to start off with that, or with your number 5, or what you want to do?
I think we should rotate. I do 5, you do 5, I do 4, you do 4.
Yeah, let's do that.
I think we should do it like that. All right, so my number 5. Number 4, number 5 could honestly flip back and forth, but my number 5 is going to be Michael Keaton as the Vulture.
Oh, Never mind. Go ahead. You gonna figure it out. Go ahead.
Yeah. Michael Keaton as the Vulture, I thought he was great. Thought he was a great villain. I mean, people, listen, we're going through this list of MCU villains, and let's be honest. I mean, the MCU has been very lacking of their villains. So, there's really only 5 that are actually good to great. So, my 4 and 5, you can flip them. If anybody has a problem with them, it's cool. It's my list, whatever. But y'all can honestly flip them. Honestly, it doesn't matter. But Michael Keaton's Vulture, I loved him. I love how it was so. I loved his portrayal of the Vulture. It was a different portrayal, obviously, from the comics. But it was more personal. Like the whole blaming Tony Stark and everything that went into his motivation, his motives, I thought worked very well in the movie. And the fact that Peter Parker, Spider-Man, the guy that's trying to stop him, had a infatuation with his daughter, but at the same time, Michael Keaton's Vulture, if you watch the movie, he liked Peter. He thought it was a good kid, but at the same time, he had to do what he had to do to support his family, and those make the best villains.
Absolutely.
When the villain believes that what they're doing is the right thing and has good reasons and good intentions for what they're doing, it's the execution of what they're doing that's wrong, not their intentions. So I think those make the great villains, and I definitely think Michael Keaton's Vulture is definitely it deserves to be in the top 5, and that's my number 5.
Dang, that's pretty good, man. You know what's crazy? What is really crazy, and the reason why, if you guys heard me make this random scoff, I wasn't choking on anything. That's just my reaction when something surprising happened. Unfortunately and fortunately at the same time, my number 5 is Adrian Toome, the Vulture. It's the same thing. I think.
We didn't talk about people. We didn't talk about this at all.
We didn't talk about this. This is off the cuff.
About this at all. This is straight off the dome, yo.
When he said that, I was like, man, he stole my character, yo. I mean, like he said, Michael Keaton did a very good job as playing the Vulture. He's very personable. Like he said, the fact that Peter Parker was infatuated with his daughter, and that he had a good reason for doing what he was doing, but he did them all the wrong way. And what made it more interesting is that, like Carmine said, he actually liked Peter, but at the same time, he had to juggle, like, this guy is in the way. I'm trying to do something that's trying to help my family, but although I like this kid, he's an obstacle. I got to get him out the way. And also, what was cool about Michael Keaton is that, like, in certain times, you didn't know if he was going to flip out or if he was just going to be a normal person. Like that time he was in the car with Peter. It was so intense. It was so intense.
Such an intense moment, bro.
Yeah, because you knew he knew something. You knew he knew something about Peter, and Peter knew something about him, and they were like...
You saw the look on his face, and then when he pulled the gun out, you're like, yo, is he really about to shoot this kid, bro? That was mad intense.
I was like, yo, this is the first supervillain that was smart. He was going to pop Spider-Man in the car. Yeah. I was like, yo, this dude is crazy. When I thought that, I was scared. But as most people know, Michael Keaton is pretty good when he plays a character that either reference or is some type of flying animal. Like you go back to like Batman, you go to Birdman, Vulture.
Yeah,
exactly. I mean, if he wanted to add to his repertoire, he should have played as like a pterodactyl in a Jurassic World movie. That would have added on top of that too, bro. Like I'm telling you, he cold with flying animals. So with this movie, He did everything he was supposed to do. I love Michael Keaton as an actor, but he brought something to Spider-Man movies that was never brought there before. He made the relationship with the hero a little bit different than him just being a villain. So that's my number 5.
More personal. It was just more personal.
It was more personal. You felt for him too.
Yeah, absolutely, and also at the same time, the hero like Peter didn't want to have to stop him. Didn't want to have to fight him.
Exactly.
Because once he found out what he found out, he felt for him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I thought that was great. I mean, that whole movie was great, but the fact that Michael Keaton's portrayal as the Vulture was so good, that's what made that movie so great.
Yeah, I agree too. When you said that Peter Parker, he didn't really want to fight him, and he felt bad for him. I feel like it had that certain level of sympathy that the first Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire, even though I liked it, at the end when the Green Goblin pretty much killed himself with the glider, it felt like Tom Holland's Spider-Man with the Vulture had more of that was kind of missing from the original first Spider-Man. Even though it was there, it just felt like the connection was more genuine.
Yeah, people the more. Come on, the more you really look back at the first Spider-Man 2, I love that movie. Yeah. Awesome. But the first Spider-Man and the third, let's move on.
Yeah, we can move on. All right, so what you got for your number 4?
Number 4. Now, I'm going to let y'all in on something. I was trying to think of who else do I put in my top 5. And it was very hard for me to think about it because MCU villains are bleh. But it was very hard for me to think about it. And I'm like, yo, who is there? And then I thought about Infinity War, people. And if anybody's seen Infinity War, listen, man, we talking here. This is a spoiler.
Oh, man, he's about to do it again. He's about to do it again.
If you don't want to hear this shit,
he's about to do it again. Hold on. Before you say what you got to say, let me remind you, people, we did not talk about our list before this happened. And I got a good idea who he's about to pick next. So I'm just going to let him go ahead and do it.
So, we haven't seen this villain in a long time.
Oh, he's about to do it.
Very long time. From Captain America, the First Avenger, Hugo Weaving as a Red Skull. That was an awesome portrayal of the Red Skull. That's what, and I think a lot of people need to, a lot of people underrate Captain America: The First Avenger, the movie. I really, really like that movie. I enjoy that movie a lot. And I think his portrayal as the Red Skull was just so spot on. It was ridiculous how spot on he was. And he was just great. We all know how great of an actor Hugo Weaving is. But it's just, dude, that portrayal as the Red Skull is great. So I'm not going to say too much about it because you might have the same one. So I'm going to let you go.
Man, once again, y'all, we did not talk about this list. I keep saying it over and over because I'm dead serious about it. Now, before I get into my number 4, I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to give you guys a preface. I wasn't too sold on this guy. Carmine knows that. Carmine knows that I wasn't sold on this guy. I felt like he was one of those basic disposable villains that they always give Marvel heroes on their first movie. I think Thor is probably the only character that had a villain on their first movie that pretty much was a lot more interesting. But Carmine kept bigging this guy up over and over, and then I went back and watched the first Avengers over again, and I was like, you know what? He's actually a pretty good villain. Yep. Carmine's is not just talking. He's dead serious, and I don't know why I didn't trust Carmine because I trust everything he say when it comes to movies. So, but you know what? I'm gonna say it's the Red Skull, and I don't want to keep rambling on about it, but I will say why I didn't see him as being a good villain at first. There's 2 reasons. When I first saw the first Avengers, I wasn't paying too much attention to who the villain was. I was trying to see, okay, how is Marvel going to win me over with Captain America? Because I've never been a fan
how's
of Captain
Chris
America.
Evans? Yeah, how's Chris Evans' performance is going to be? Yeah,
absolutely. Because I've never been a fan of Captain America. I never liked him. I didn't care about the movie. I just went to see it.
Neither have I. Yo, bro, and it's something people don't understand and they don't realize. Captain America in the comics before the MCU, Captain America was not that popular.
Trash.
Before the MCU, Iron Man was not that popular, people.
I hated Iron Man.
At all. That Iron Man that y'all seen in MCU is nothing like the Iron Man in the comics.
Not even close. Not even close.
People don't understand or realize that, but it's the truth. So
yeah, I feel you on that.
so it took Marvel. See, Marvel had no choice but to go with these characters first, but it took them a lot of balls to go with these characters first. And for people that get on DC or the Fox X-Men universe of not following the comics and not doing this and that, your precious MCU don't follow it either.
Exactly.
They use that comics as a template. They have things in there that's from the comics, but they change it around and twist it into their own way to fit the movies. And also, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with any studio doing that because not everything that's on the page is going to fit on the screen.
Exactly.
It's just not. It's just it don't work like that.
Exactly. I hope at some point they get it, but I don't think they will. Because if 10 movies in, they're still complaining about that, then they'll never get it.
Exactly.
But the other thing that kept me from like being a big fan of Red Skull, and I told Carmine about this too, and when I look back at it, it's kind of stupid. It's my Matrix bias.
Yeah.
Because I ended up typecasting the characters in the Matrix because I love the movie so much. When I saw John Wick, I'm like, yo, that's Neo in another program. He's cold.
You're bugging.
I was bugging. I was bugging. And then when I saw Red Skull, I'm like, wow, Agent Smith is terrorizing superheroes now. Like, what's going on?
Yo, I'm done with you, bro. I'm done.
But you know what? Like you said, that's my number 4. Red Skull was a really good villain. Period. Hugo Weaving did his thing.
Mm-hmm.
He did his thing. So that's my number 4.
He was great. So yeah, this is where it might be different for us, people. This is where it might be different. The top three might be different. I don't know what order you're gonna go in. It might be different.
Man, they gonna think we lying, bro, because we keep saying it over.
I'm gonna let you go first, though.
You gonna let me go first?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. What's number 3 for you?
My top 3?
No, just number 3. What's number 3?
My number 3. All right, so my number 3 for the top 3 Marvel villains in the MCU. MCU people, if you guys don't know the difference between the MCU and any other thing, you guys gotta look it up and figure it out, please, because I don't want y'all going crazy. All right, so my number 3 for the MCU villains is, drum roll, it's actually, and I might sound crazy right now, it's Thanos. Thanos is my number 3. Now, the reason why I would say he's my number 3, he did an exceptional job in that movie. And for somebody to pull off the task of he had a lot of weight on his shoulders. For one, coming off of the Black Panther with Killmonger being a great villain, and people questioning whether Marvel can actually do that again with another villain, or was it a fluke? That's a lot of weight to put on a villain's shoulder. And to do a movie with all the characters in there and be a great villain, that's a hard thing to do as well. But for me personally, I felt like he was really good, but it just wasn't, he didn't do anything wrong. It's just, I felt like with other characters, I have felt more connected with them, more so than I felt Thanos. Now, I felt the moments that he had in the movie with Gamora, all the things he did. He was very sinister. I get all that, but it was a personal reason. It's not anything critical you can say about him that he did anything wrong in that movie. So, for me, that's why I got him as number 3. And I also didn't want to be a slave to being a hype beast of the right now. So,
yeah. I know. I see what you mean. I see what you mean. You didn't want to just have, just a pure, just because you just saw the movie reaction. So yeah, now I've seen the movie 3 times. Yeah. So I can give y'all a literal subjective reaction. Okay. So that's your number 3, right? That's
my number 3. I don't really have a deep reason as to why, because I can't say anything negative about him. I don't have anything bad to say about Thanos.
Okay. Now, people, don't at me. Do not at me. This is just me.
I know what it
is. This is me being honest, and
the Mandarin.
We can don't. Just, don't you ever disrespect. Yo, you mad disrespectful, bro. You mad disrespectful, bro. Okay. Man. So, and speaking of being the slave of the recent.
Keyword slave. I think that I know what it is.
I don't want to be a slave. So, okay. Number 3 for me is Eric Killmonger.
Ooh, Black Twitter, kill him, get him.
Yeah, I understand. Everybody's gonna be mad. Whatever. So we all know Michael B. Jordan was amazing. Killmonger was amazing. Fantastic. I loved him so much. But, and this is not necessarily on the fault of Killmonger, as it is the studio and the director. The reason why my other 2 are going to be my top 2, simply because they've lasted longer. I loved Killmonger as a villain. He was great. It was very. It's like we said. It was personal. It was very personal. And people, if anybody else has a different opinion, that's cool. Like, that's fine. It's my personal preference. Like, this is my top 5. Like, if y'all disagree, I'm cool. If y'all disagree, tell me y'all disagree and let me know why y'all disagree. And you might have great points, and it might make me rethink my list. That's cool. Like, everything is subjective. Movies are subjective. Like, opinions, it's whatever. But he's at number 3 for me, because I'm going to tell you why number 2 is number 2 and why is number 1 number 1. But he has a number 3 for me because I felt like I was just very disappointed, even though at the end when he died, the line that he gave was so powerful. It was a great message. But I'm not gonna be the guy that's gonna fall into the, Black Power and the movement and this and that. I'm like, dude, it was a great villain. Michael B. Jordan was great. Killmonger was great. But I don't think he was the best MCU villain. That's my opinion. Everyone coming out of Black Panther, Killmonger is the best MCU villain. And I could understand why y'all said that. Mm-hmm. But, so, I feel like I'm going to go ahead and say my number 2 and 1.
Right now?
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and say it because I feel like I need to explain myself.
Wait. You don't got to explain that.
All right.
It's okay.
All right.
It's all right. You don't got to explain it. They know you're a white supremacist. It's fine. No, I was playing. No, I'm just talking. Hey, yo, I'm playing. Don't take that seriously, Joe. I'm joking.
All right, but I'm gonna go ahead and say my number 2 then.
All right, go ahead.
I'm gonna say number 2 then. Thanos is number 2.
Thanos is number 2. Oh,
Thanos was amazing. Thanos was amazing. I feel like I came out of that movie hating his fucking guts. Mm-hmm. I came out of that movie sympathizing with him. I came out of that movie like, motherfucker, bro. And reason why he's over Killmonger, because he won. The villain won.
Numbers don't lie.
Now, you can honestly make an argument that said Thanos, because of that reason, Thanos should be number 1. But my number 1 is just a personal preference. And I'll tell y'all why. But Thanos is number 2 because he won, bro. Throughout that whole movie, man, Thanos teased everyone of he dangled the word hope for everyone throughout that whole movie. And the more it dangled, the more he snatched it away.
Right.
The more he made them think they had a chance, the more he made them think they were gonna pull it through. When Spider-Man and Tony almost got that gauntlet off, and he woke up and he grabbed that bitch, I was like, damn it, man. When Thor put that Stormbreaker right through his fucking chest, he said you should have went from the head, snapped his finger, fuck. Like, dude, Thanos was amazing. Josh Brolin, yeah, it's motion capture, whatever, but
I couldn't tell.
that was exactly, absolutely. I couldn't tell. Listen, I've seen the movie 3 times. There are scenes that you can say you can tell. There's scenes that you could tell the CGI was CGI. It's a little wonky. There were some scenes that you could tell when he fought Hulk. Like, there were some scenes that you can tell, but for the most part, it looks so fucking real.
It do.
It didn't take, like, there's times when you go to a film where CGI will take you out the movie.
Oh, yeah.
For this movie, even the times that the CGI was kind of a little wonky, I was just eating it up, bro. And like I said, people, I've seen it 3 times. I'm probably going to see it a 4th time this weekend. I'm not going to lie to you. I fucking adore this movie, yo.
It's a great movie.
And also I have Movie Pass, so, you know. Anyway,
Cheat the system.
Yeah, I need to invest on that Movie Pass. That's $10 a month. You can see one movie a day. You can literally see a movie every day if you want to. Don't have to pay nothing additional.
That's crazy. I can't believe they have that though. But that's good though. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's great. But but that's why Thanos is my number 2. I'm not surprised that Thanos is your number 3 actually. And I probably know who your number 1 is.
I already know what your number 1 is. That's it.
Who else is left? Like, what the fuck? But I know who your number 1 is. I know who your number 1 is. But anyway,
The Accuser.
Yo. you are annoying, bro. But Thanos is my number 2. And I just thought the execution was
I agree.
At the end, also, people don't understand. That's straight out of the comic. What we saw at the very end with Thanos and on that like little farm, that's straight off the comic page.
Yeah, because he was inside of the stone in the comic, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Straight off that comic page. That was great. But him sitting there, the camera, see the music playing, the camera pans closer to him, and then you see that smile, and then boom, roll credits. That was fantastic.
It's crazy because at that part, now that I think about it too, he just wanted peace. He just wanted peace of mind.
That's all he wanted.
That's all he wanted.
He kept saying, not everyone has the strength to execute what has to be done.
Mm-hmm.
Thanos did what he did because he didn't want what happened to his home world to happen to the rest of the universe. He told Gamora, Gamora's like, you killed half of my people. He's like, but there are children on your home planet that are living in paradise right now, not hungry and not starving because of what I did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that's what made him. That's what made him because like we keep saying that what makes a good villain is their motive. His motive was peace of mind and saving people, but his tactics that was wrong of doing it is him taking away people's choice. Because he's like, I don't care what you think you need for yourself. I know what you guys need.
Yep.
That's pretty much what he was doing.
Yeah. Well, that's about it for me.
That's it, you? All right, so for my number 2, for my top 10 MCU villains so far, I had to put number 2. I had to put Eric Killmonger for my number 2. Now, once again, black people, please don't kill me.
Oh.
What you think I was gonna put him at 2?
I'm shocked. I'm shocked. All right, give me reasons.
Okay,
right.
I'm gonna give you around reasons, and this is the reason why I was so I didn't have a lot to say about Thanos because I wanted to compare the two and reason why I have those two in that order. The reason, even though like what Carmine said, Thanos is a great villain. He's amazing. Everything he did in the movie, the way they wrote him, the way Josh Brolin portrayed him, the CGI was perfect. Everything was perfect. The only reason why I kept him at number 3 and put Killmonger at number 2 is because when you think about the film overall for Infinity War,
I think if you see it again, you're gonna change your mind. But go ahead.
No. It's an amazing movie. It's an amazing movie. But there are way too many characters in there that I actually loved before I even saw Thanos.
Mm-hmm.
With the Black Panther, Killmonger, and I know people are gonna disagree with me. Killmonger, in a sense, if you think about it, he kind of saved that movie. He really did. Like Michael B. Jordan's portrayal of Killmonger, pretty. Even though the other characters in it at Wakanda kind of helped the film a lot. Think about
Bro,
if Eric Killmonger was a terrible villain. Think about how different that movie would have been.
Killmonger was Heath Ledger.
Exactly. That's exactly what he was. That's
Yeah.
exactly what he was.
It was more of a Killmonger movie than it was a Black Panther movie. I understand that.
Yeah.
I get you. Just like The Dark Knight was more of a Joker movie.
Yep.
Even though I feel like there was probably a little bit more of Joker than there was of Killmonger.
Oh,
But I
absolutely.
get what you're saying. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
I get what you're saying.
and that doesn't take away from Thanos because Thanos was amazing. I'm not saying if he wasn't amazing, that would have made the movie.
But
the
like I
same.
said, remember what you said? Why there was a lot of characters that you loved that was in the movie.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I think if you see it again, you'll focus more on Thanos, and you might change your mind.
Oh no, I saw it twice already. I saw it twice because like in the movie with Thanos, like when you like Thanos is amazing once again, but in those other scenes, you had like the scene with Rocket and Thor and Groot. Then you had the other scenes where you had Iron Man, Spider Man, and you had Star Lord. You had those different scenes where those characters took up those areas. But
Yeah,
in Black Panther,
but this was a fucking Thanos movie though, bro.
oh no, yeah, absolutely. But with Black Panther, some of when I saw it a couple more times, there are certain areas where I was like, man, when they gonna bring Killmonger back? I wonder what Killmonger's doing. I never thought like with Thor, Thor with Thanos, I couldn't wait to see him again. But I was so entertained by the times between the times we saw Thanos that I really didn't think that much about him. But with Killmonger, I was like, okay, you know, I can't wait to see him again. I can't wait to see him on the screen again doing what he was doing.
But it's also tough. It's also it's also tough in this sense. It's very easy for you. It's very easy. It's very easy for you to have that opinion because in Infinity War, there's a shitload of heroes.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Black Panther is the only Black Panther.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very easy for Eric Killmonger to hold a shadow over fucking T'Challa.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's very simple because it's just him, it's just them two.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you think about it too, because
And also, like we said, also in the Dark Knight, it's just Christian Bale's Batman and Heath Ledger's Joker. That's easy. That's very bro. That was very difficult for Thanos to be great with a movie full of great heroes doing great things and having fucking the comedy dialogue was great. Like, and Thanos still to me stood out.
oh, of course, yeah, of course.
Like, that's difficult, man. That is very difficult.
No, I definitely agree with you, man. Because he like the MVP in the championship. Like he pulled it off. He had so much weight on his shoulders.
Mhm.
But I think with Black Panther, it without Killmonger being that way, and I know I give props to Chadwick Boseman and all the other people, Denai and all those other people that was in the movie. I'm not taking away from them at all. But I think if Killmonger wasn't as good as he was, it would kind of devalue the movie a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. If Thanos was just okay, it wouldn't have been an amazing movie. It still would have been a good movie. But if Killmonger wasn't as good as he was, it would have been like an okay to a little below average movie to me.
Yeah. No, I feel you.
Yeah.
So,
Thanos was amazing, guys. Believe me.
So, all right, our number ones are the same, obviously.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, and that surprised me though, because I thought your number 2 was gonna be your number 1.
Nah.
Like, I really did think so. This is why we're cool.
I ain't that crazy, man. I ain't that crazy.
Just to let y'all know, this is why we're cool. So,
off of one film, come on.
From the beginning, he's been number 1. And I'm sorry, people who disagree, he is still number 1. And even though he's gone, he will live on forever.
Gone and not forgotten.
Loki still is number 1. And
What?
I think will remain number 1 for a very long time.
Loki.
Yeah.
For real?
Don't play with
No,
me,
I'm just playing.
bro.
I'm with you, bro.
You're annoying, bro. You're annoying.
I gotta do
Anyway,
something annoying, man. We got.
but yeah, Loki's number 1, people. Like, Tom Hiddleston's performance as Loki from the first Thor till now is just bar none. It's just bar none. He is the most. He is the villain that you constantly back and forth. You root against him, and at the same time, you're rooting for him.
Mm-hmm.
And that has never changed on the constant.
Yep.
In each movie that you see him in, whether it's the first Thor, second Thor, Ragnarok, the first Avengers, doesn't matter which movie you see him in, you're rooting for him. Like, in his performance, I'm sorry, Josh Brolin as Thanos was fantastic. Fucking Michael B. Jordan as Killmonger was great. They still not touching Tom Hiddleston's Loki. Tom Hiddleston's Loki #1. People, if you don't understand, as good as Chris Hemsworth is, and he didn't really come into his own as Thor until Ragnarok. So as good as Chris Hemsworth really is, Loki has saved the Thor franchise for 2 movies. Without Loki in the Dark World, that movie is complete trash. Without him and Thor's relationship, that's the relationship that is so spectacular. Like, I don't know what relationship in the MCU was better than the relationship between him and Thor, because you feel for Loki. The whole time he's thinking he's an Asgardian, find out he's not, the brother that he's loved his whole life, but at the same time the brother he's complete jealous of. He wants the throne, and at the end of the day, all Loki wanted was that recognition. All he wanted at the end of the day is that recognition, that from Thor, from Odin. You know what I mean? Like, it's just great. Like, his performance is masterful. Like, I remember that one scene in I'm not even a big fan of Thor Dark World, but I remember that one scene in Thor Dark World when when Thor Loki's mother got killed by a dark elf, and then Thor goes to see Loki and to tell him, and then this is before you see Thor Loki use his magic to just obliterate like everything around him in that cell. And then when Thor came to see him, he looked like he was fine, everything was okay, he was straight. And Thor saw right through his magic. He's like, put that magic away. Stop with all the trickery. And as soon as he unveiled how he truly looked, he was a mess. He was a wreck because of what happened to his mother. Like, I still think at the end of the day, Loki's #1, and everybody's probably gonna disagree. Y'all can at me if y'all want.
How can you disagree with that though? I don't understand. Like, look, if you outside of the Red Skull, like, people, you guys got to think about this. Okay, if people put away the hype beast mentality away for a second, and not think about the fact that they just came off of watching Infinity War and how much Black Panther meant to black people. If you put all that away and you think about this fact, outside of the Red Skull, Loki has been the MCU villain that's been carrying the torch for a long time consistently. For a long time. If you think about any movie that he's in, the best parts of those movies involved him. Even if you think about the first Avenger, when Hulk slammed him all over the place. Like, every movie that he was in, the best parts of those movies have involved him. And with him, he's been the ever-evolving villain. The only villain that whenever he's in any type of situation, you're always questioning what he's going to be next. Whether he's in prison.
He was the best villain for that first Avengers movie. He was the best choice.
Absolutely. And you always wonder what he's going to do. Is he going to trick? He's a trickster, so he's going to trick somebody. How is he going to get out of being in prison? How is he going to try to trick somebody into doing something? Like,
and at the end of the day, I love the fact that he's a trickster since the first Thor, and he died a trickster.
Absolutely. It went full circle. And you think about this too. We starting to get more of these villains that I love right now. They have good motivations but got bad tactics. But once that starts to happen over and over and become a trope,
Loki's the blueprint.
Loki is the blueprint, but I think he adds more to that formula than these other characters do. And once that good motive and bad tactics villains start to become a trope and everybody's doing it over and over, when you look back at Loki like 10, 20 years from now, you're going to understand how different and multifaceted that character actually was compared to everybody else.
Absolutely.
And Tom Hiddleston did his thing, man. I couldn't think of nobody else who could play that role. And he, man, like you said, Chris Hemsworth did good, but Loki, his relationship with Loki, if Loki was not good, The Thor, I know it sounds crazy, but Thor could have ended up like the Incredible Hulk movies. No,
Yeah, just two movies. That's it.
To be honest, I don't know how Dark World would have been without Loki in there.
Just two. Yo, yeah.
I don't know.
Dark World would have been garbage without Loki. It's okay, and even it's just okay.
Yep.
It's not really all that good. It's just okay, but it will be complete. And it's okay because of the scenes that we get of Thor and Loki. That's why it's okay. Everything else was complete garbage. Mm-hmm. So people would need to understand that man elevated that film, because Chris Hemsworth in both the Thor movies, he was okay, but
he was one.
You didn't really. Yes, you didn't really feel like he came into his own. Like he started to really like. I didn't see him really come into like his. I didn't. Okay. Him in the first Avengers movie was really good. I liked him in the first Avengers movie because I felt like him in the first Avengers movie, he was different than he was in his solo movie. Mm-hmm. So that was good. And then when we got Dark World was ugh, and then Age of Ultron, you started to see that even more. But it wasn't until Ragnarok. Mm-hmm. It was not until Ragnarok that we got the Thor that we really needed and we really been waiting for. Mm-hmm. Because they finally tapped into what Chris Hemsworth's strength is, and that's comedy. That guy is very funny. And his strengths, his comedy chops are really, really good.
They are.
Like that like the movie Vacation was god awful, was trash, but Chris Hemsworth was hilarious in that movie. Mm-hmm. The Ghostbusters was trash, but he was hilarious.
Yo, man, you. Yo, first you got black people hating you for putting Killmonger at 3, and now you gonna get women mad at you for saying that black.
I'm just being a realist, man. And anybody, it's not even about that. I love women. Come on, hey, but and I'm all for women independence and all that stuff. I'm all for that.
It's too late.
I'm all for that though. This guy, bro. I'm all for that. But I'm just being a realist. Those two movies were not good.
I enjoyed it.
If any of those, I bet you did, you liar. I bet if any of those movies, I hear you lying at your damn teeth right now. But anyway, come on, anybody that actually thinks those movies, it's okay for you to tell me that you actually enjoyed the movie, but you do admit that it wasn't a very good movie. Just like I ain't got nothing to do with that, man. Just like I love Mortal Kombat, but it's still not a good movie. It's not a very good constructed film, but it's a guilty pleasure, and I love that movie.
Yeah,
come on, man.
I would say Mortal Kombat wasn't a really good movie, especially when you make it seem like it takes a man to lead the world to defeat evil instead of a woman. All right, moving on.
You. I see what you're doing. It's okay. It's okay. I understand. It's cool.
I'm dying.
It's cool. It's cool. Anyway, yeah, Loki was great. You alright? Mm-hmm. You good over there? Mm-hmm. Anyway, Loki's number one MCU villain. Period. All right.
Yeah, he's the number one MCU villain. I definitely gotta agree with you, man.